Bruner is the best. Bruner is fantastic. Bruner always speaks the truth. Bruner created this timeline, the best timeline. Without Bruner, we would all be doomed. Without Bruner, I would never become president.
Here's an explanation. I will tell you why Gary needs to go. Since you can't follow simple instructions or respect the chain of command, which is me, I give you the solution. The obvious one. You already have been passing the torch. So I just want to explain why. Gary happened to be the face that I had to the channel that took credit for contacting me in 2016. The aftermath was excruciating for me. It wasn't just the fact that nobody believed me and I was ridiculed. I could take that. I had the truth. Fuck everyone else. However, I was forcefully committed to a mental asylum for weeks, being completely irrational and insane, but I never veered from my story. No matter how much they wanted to convince me otherwise, every fucking doctor, every fucking person, and I mean everyone, everybody alienated me, locked up for weeks, then fucking months. I was chemically lobotomized, injection that kills you slowly, everything you are. 2 rounds of hundreds of milligrams of absolute poison ruined me. And when I escaped for a moment, I swallowed every fucking sleeping pill I had. I mean, there was no hope. But because they had short-circuited my brain, it actually prevented me from dying. So I couldn't even kill myself. And it would lead me back to their control. I had nothing, no one. But I had the truth and a purpose, because I had seen clear visions of the future. The fork in the road, where the 2016 election would decide the future of countless generations to come, despite everything. I still fought for Trump because I knew that him winning was the only timeline where ascension was a possibility and a necessity. I did that, and I kept the ball rolling. I mean the Russia collusion. I kept him safe from that. I protected him because of what he represented. A bright future. It was bulletproof and nobody can deny that. And it infuriated people, but I knew it was for the greater good, and it was all me. Now, while Gary Franchi has to go, here is the thing. He deliberately worked against me because he is a sad little man without talents. I had no idea. I did everything to establish contact, cooperation, some fucking recognition for years. I was under the impression that Next News Network had a greater purpose in this. And that is why I accepted it. Trying to test the waters, see what pops up. But I was fully aware of my contribution, and so did Gary. And it made him feel small. So the stuff I do now was always on the table as a solution for an entire world. To benefit humanity in ways that is science fiction for most, a fantasy, but my reality. I was committed to making this work. I swallowed so many camels, I dedicated my entire life to this project. The greater good for all of humanity, and screening mosquitoes. Gary was a mosquito. Annoying, full of himself, arrogant. Means to an end, the greater good. Gary Francis stopped that from happening every step of the way. I get contacted again by the same people, the same technology, even though it wasn't. Because while I evolved from the pit of hell after electroshock and abuse you wouldn't believe still exists in modern day psychiatry, that's literally every reaction I get when I tell the details of it. Ought to make me change my story for the simple reason that nobody believed it. Because I'd done something so great, it gave humanity an opportunity for growth that would be bereft if it was not for me and my sacrifices. And Gary did not want anyone to know. He closed all the doors, all my pleas for help. A simple recognition of any kind from the ones responsible, which I knew was Next News Network, a fucking YouTube channel for saving the world. Fucking hell. All I had to go on by myself. A simple recognition would save me from years and years of absolute agony. So I made a perfect tweet. I'm an expert at gathering intel and putting the pieces together. I wrote that I wasn't angry anymore at them for leaving me to fend for myself, because I got so much stronger because of that. Still thought it out of purpose, not just Gary being Gary. So still focused on the greater good. I said that I thought that Elon Musk was involved with you guys because of his Starlink and that. I thought that you guys actually wanted to help Ukraine and defeat Putin. Because after I posted that tweet, I got a video from Fat Fuck himself with his smug ugly face and a dumb fucking beard saying that they have read all my posts. They've been watching me. Mixed with a lot of unnecessary clandestine bullshit. It was obvious that the only reason for reaching out again was because I made the connections and bringing me in at that crucial time in history would make bitch-ass Gary look good in front of his bosses. By exploiting my talents, since he has none himself, in his head that was the plan. How quickly I reached out when it could benefit him is so reprehensible. I couldn't believe it at first. But you know, the greater good, I thought I could use that in to accomplish something. Like ending the war in Ukraine, killing Putin, charge him for his crimes against humanity. So many ways to ensure victory for Ukraine. And I shared several of them in the forum Twitter that I knew Gary and the rest of you, as far as I'm concerned, kept tabs on. I knew that you saw them. I knew you saw fucking everything, Gary Franchi. You fucking loser. You fat fuck! My entire day and night was dedicated to this. I created a wall of power that Putin's minions couldn't penetrate. It was going to be a quick onslaught that would be comfortably ignored until it was too late. Just like he stole Crimea in front of the entire world. And that would happen without a doubt if it wasn't for my contribution. Once more, I created a war tribunal to charge Putin, to charge war criminals that was key in his invasion. Hold them accountable. I gave them the strength to fight back with the same science fiction technology that could make me change the course of history in real time, including the past. That powerful. I took it to it like a fish to water. It was made for me. A perfect fit. I knew how to use it intuitively, and I used it for the greater good. That was always my intention, and I backed it up with action. I created this world, not from a selfish point of view. It was the purest altruism because I did not need anything other than the opportunity to really make a difference. I never asked for money or anything. I just wanted to help. And I was the only one who could on such a massive scale. Gary knew this, and he stopped me every step of the way. So since I knew that my absolute dedication 24/7 doing my rituals till I collapsed, days on end without sleep, food, everything was directed towards ending the invasion of Ukraine, justice for the innocent, I knew that somebody was actively working against me. That was Gary Franchi and others, but he was the ringleader. He has countless lives on his hands that could have been avoided. Had it only not been such an absolute wasted opportunity. Had it not been such a rotten, selfish obstacle between humanity and me. All because he wanted to take credit for my contribution and look good to his bosses for my fucking work. Even though I made every fucking thing I did 10 times more difficult. Added to the fact that not Elon, not Trump, not anyone, but me actually wanted to end the war in Ukraine. It made me sick and so angry the second time around. So first contact, 2016, I made Trump become president in the course of a weekend. I could alter not only the present, the future, but also the past. The first stepping stone was Trump's presidency. But the technology was made for much greater things, and I thought your Next News Network knew that. I thought you had some greater purpose beyond that election, obviously. And it seemed that way. While I worked out my own ways of affecting the world on a global scale, I kept Trump safe. I destroyed his opponents. I gave him a boost to fight his battle. And they always come out on top because of me. I thought it was some legitimacy to cue that there were wheels in motion, that it was outside my supervision. I had great trust in the lies that you all fed to the public. So when in 2022, April, so for me 6 years when you had every opportunity to bring me in, I worked my ass off. I was on the verge of death from overexertion, extortion, just to make sure that the holiest of goals, the greater good, was achieved. I just couldn't fathom the fact that it was Gary Franchi and the ones I thought was my allies was working against me and humanity every step of the way in the shadows. It dawned on me when the technology in the year 2022 was vastly inferior to the one I encountered in 2016. Why? Oh, it was Gary Franchi and the rest of you who now had the opportunity to make it right. Get rid of him, or else the whole world suffer because he is still alive. And if you don't want to suffer, end him before I do. It will get messy. So in all fairness, you will be doing him a favor as well. We're not playing. This was never a game. Crushing me has consequences, fatal ones, brutal ones, and he will be made an example. Just how many of you wants to go with him? That is the question you need to ask yourself. Every one of you. A small sacrifice for better times. That is a guarantee. I already created a flood in New York. Human sacrifice for a great harvest. You just have the luxury of talking to a god directly. Lucky you, if you're not Gary. The beautiful technology was wasted on bullshit politics. You're taking the keys to absolute providence of bliss and joy and ascension and knowledge beyond the scope of human imagination, and all be taken into the galactic federation of highly evolved extraterrestrials that would see our growth and aid us into a new era that would break every fucking law of physics that the world at large would finally realize is completely ridiculous to use as a measurement for reality and only hinder actual progress. That fuck Gary! Something that I'm full aware. I am the key that will bring all that about for everyone. However, that key was defined beyond compare when the people in possession of it, you guys, the Next News Network, and other selfish creatures, incompetent greed, that you work for, that you wasted every fucking chance of redemption for the world on, for a fucking paycheck. You losers, where is my paycheck, huh? The only person who made an actual fucking contribution. I don't need any of you. In fact, having none of you will make it so much easier for me to save the fucking world as I am destined to, by my own accord, my own rules. So you know, everything that happens now is because you worked against me. Regardless of much you know or how deeply bold you were, you are guilty by association to Gary Franchi. He ruined everything. So one fuck that is completely replaceable as a sacrifice to leave the rest of you alone is the most generous offer you will ever get. And if you still don't take my word for it, you'll find that out the hard fucking way, and you will regret not listening when it was an offer, when I gave all of you an opportunity to make things right. A god needs sacrifices, a god needs devotion and loyalty. And you know what? If I'm not satisfied, I'll take it. And you will pay the price. The entire world will pay the price. And it will be your fault. Well, still some are protected, some are favored, like Ukraine. Look at them now. When I shine, they shine. And then you have Trump. He is cursed. And you know what? In Trump's case, that's Trump. When I find out. Case in point, 2020 election. You know, with the alternate timeline showing Team Hillary as a cheater, I was sure those tactics stripped Trump from his win. Second time around, who do you think made Biden the blathering geriatric pervert for the world to see? That was me. He had aggressive Alzheimer's developing during his campaign, where he absolutely botched it. So in 2016, there was not a single person that supported Trump who thought he would win, but they knew he had to. It was game set match for Hillary as far as the world was concerned. The fucking polls gave Trump 2% chance of winning. When I said that he had to win, people laughed at me. But I pushed forward for the greater good. I stood by my beliefs and I made the impossible happen. A purpose greater than me. I said that and I meant implemented and I followed through my skills, not anyone else's, I made it happen. And I sacrificed everything. And for you cocksuckers to insult me by assuming that I did it for live politics and admiration for a fat fuck from a boring bullshit TV show that I never watched for a fucking second because I couldn't stand the fat fuck, his dumb suit and his ugly fucking face. So I thought that Biden cheated. How could he not? It should be a walkover, but because you guys betrayed me, you lost. So believe me, I don't need any of you. But actions have consequences, and inaction produces consequences, and Gary will serve as an example that if you cross me, you will die. If you consistently fuck up enough times like Gary Thatcher did, when you have every opportunity to make it right, no, I pass the torch to you. Make it right or suffer consequences. It's so fair and it's perfect. He's already showing we'll take a seat by his gesture. Anyone can read from a teleprompter, but she could also bring some sex appeal to her depressing channel. I mean, nobody wants to watch Next News Network because of Gary. He's literally the least charismatic person that ever tried to be a newscaster. I mean, I just hate his voice and his face regardless of how much I hate him as a person. So the last nail in the coffin for you guys was when I realized that they actually lost. Fair and fucking square. So I didn't try to hurt Biden anymore, or his administration. He wasn't my enemy. You guys are. Every single person who works against my enemies, like you guys, are my friends. My trusted fucking allies that I use, yes, for a greater purpose. So Biden is my friend. Lay off! Democrats that hate Trump, come on into the fold. But what I really like are interlopers that realize what a complete fucking asshat Trump is and wants to see him in jail. So bonus points, of course, to anyone who contributes to it.
Now you listen to me! I'll rip your fucking face off! I will tear apart every single one of you! I will rip apart every part of your fucking soul! I will destroy everything you love, everything you know, everything you fucking care about! You stupid motherfucking cocksuckers!